Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are going to be playing a preview, kind of, sort of. It's a free download on Steam right now. It's called Noble's Life, my goodness, Kingdom Reborn, but the free download is the Prologue. So we're playing the Prologue, which is, I assume, like the first chunk of the game. The full game is slated to come out in Q1 of next year, so it's kind of like a demo, but like an in-development demo, and the game is still under development. It's being developed or published by Playway. It's being made, I think, by Gentle Griffins is the developer. Playway is the publisher. Playway publishes a lot of these kind of, I don't know that this is going to be a jank game, but they publish a lot of sort of like mid-tier games, not super low-budget games, but like not AAA games. They publish like U-Boat, for example, which I think that game has done well, but they also publish a lot of other like small, sort of chunky stuff. So we'll see what this looks like. You can see here, before you move to the south of France, try to rebuild your estate. Please remember that you will be playing a fairly early version of the game, a beta. So I'm guessing if they're launching in Q1, based on the fact that they're saying this is an early version of the game and it's a beta, it would not shock me if the Q1 release will be early access. Now, I am looking at the Steam page right now for the actual full version of the game, which, like I said, is scheduled for Q1, and it doesn't say if it'll be early access when it comes out, but it wouldn't shock me if it's an early access build. I guess we'll see in time. I wanted to play this because this is a, it kind of, to me, it looks a little bit like a Kingdoms Come Deliverance, a poor man's Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I don't mean that as a shot at the developers. Like, Kingdom Come Deliverance is very much like a high fidelity AAA style investment game. Whereas this looks like maybe it's trying to do some similar things with maybe some strategy elements of like kingdom management as well. So let's take a look here. So graphics, audio, not fully polished. Not all of the announced mechanics are available yet. So they're being very, very deliberate on this opening screen. That this is in progress here. So, all right. So you can fill out a survey, new game, options, credit, report a bug, or join us on Discord. But yeah, Noble Life Kingdom Reborn. By the way, I will probably play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 when it comes out next year also. Although I need to go back and beat the first one because I never beat the first one. Looks like there are... Pick my origin. I'm either an overseer, a knight, an ecclesiastic, or a student. It would be nice if the game gave me... So which of these... Like, what are the... If I click one, does it automatically pick it? Or okay. The game does not have combat system yet. For this reason, this origin is weaker than the other ones. Okay. So you could be like the son of a baron. This is the military focus origin, but it sounds like combat's not in the game yet. Overseer is the recommendation of new players, so I'm assuming this is like the easy version here. You're the first son of a French baron. You've always been prepared to be a successor, future ruler of the lands. Everyone knew this. Even the most common peasants referred to you as the Lord's heir. As a result, you can count on the greater respect of your subjects. Your father wanted you not only to inherit his domain, but to make it even more wonderful. Hence, he sacrificed plenty of time introducing you to the mysteries of management. On many occasions, you have observed peasants in the fields, craftsmen at work, listened about taxes, or looked through accounting books. Your bond with your subjects makes them happier when you return. As a legitimate ruler who has long been involved in the development of his estate, you can count on some leniency and economic help at the beginning of the game. In addition, you will gain access to several unique interactions with residents of your domain. Okay. Alternatively, you can go with ecclesiastic or student. So this one is the second son of a French baron. You weren't planning on to take charge of your father's estate. Your brother died barely a few years before the war. You're still, like, people still don't view you as the rightful heir, I guess. I was sent to become a disciple of God. So I was prepared to basically be a lower, someone in the church, prepared to be in the church, not prepared to be the ruler. Beginning of my reign was marked with religious zeal. Count on additional options on dealing with the church. Okay, so you get some perks for being a member of the church. Alternatively, experienced players could be the second son of a French baron. I was not going to take over my father's estate. My brother was killed. I was studying. So, with the information at your situation, the city's housing alma mater, you are given the opportunity to take over a favorable loan. So basically, this is like, hey, you're just a student when you took over. We'll just go with overseer. The legitimate, you know, whatever. Oh, did I need to type a name in when I did this? It does look like I need to do that. The estate name, of course, Butcher. I don't know why I'm doing that. That's a stupid city name. Whatever. Oh, so you can create your own shield. I don't really... This feels like something that would be real cool to do if this was like the full version of the game and we're gonna stick with it for a while. Boar. I wish you could load your own image in. That would be cool. Hedgehogs. I don't know why I loved hedgehogs as a kid. Let's do a red hedgehog. There you go. I like that. I like that look. Hey, Finn. No, I think it's more like Kingdom Come Deliverance. At least it's trying to be, with an element of strategy, I think. Or maybe it's like Manor Lords meets Kingdom Come. I'm not entirely sure. But, like, it's not a AAA game, so we'll see. Southern part of the Kingdom of France, March 1339 AD. The 100 Years' War rages on. This has to be my city. Butcher shop. What the hell happened here? Okay. What my city? It just looks like it's an open field.
Chevalier Charles has just arrived at the camp with the remainder of his forces.
Okay. Chevalier Charles. Just in time. Look at that. I see a bridge. Oh, there's smoke on the horizon.
Several campfires in a backland like this.
Yeah, it's 3D, apparently. Like I said, definitely has a little bit of jank vibe to it.
English scum that dared to lay a hand on your estate.
Why don't we just play as the British if we're going to have these voice actors? The English scum. So the peasants did not lie. They will be going this way.
Exactly.
In order to continue their cowardly escape, they will have to cross that bridge. Jank is better than overpolished games? I think it depends.
As your military advisor,
I like jank games as much as the next person, but I don't only want to play jank games.
The raiders would have difficulties fighting the infantry in the forest. And secondly, we are surely fewer in number.
Okay.
And even if we succeeded, most of the remaining English would scatter in the forest.
So?
A much better option is to use this hill and attack as they pass by. The camp is hidden, and the momentum will allow our cavalry to crush them.
What about our infantry units?
They've stayed far behind. But it's thanks to this that we managed to arrive here so quickly.
Okay, so we left the infantry behind. We've just got a small cavalry force. He doesn't want me to attack into the woods, which is reasonable.
Maybe we are fewer in number, but in the right circumstances, trained riders dominate simple infantry. Especially since, as far as we know, the enemy is lightly armored.
As far as we know, Roland, what intel do we have about them?
A much better option is to use this hill and attack as they pass by. The camp is hidden, and the momentum will allow our cavalry to crush them.
What forces are at our disposal?
The six-man convoy, heavily armored knights led by Chevalier Charles.
A six-man... What? That's
Apart
it?
from them, we formed 3 light cavalry units consisting of several dozen people.
Okay.
Although less armored, they are also more mobile, and their corps consists of experienced sergeants and squires.
Okay. I will talk to Chevalier Charles.
Yes, Lord.
Okay. So WASD keys to move and mouse to pivot. Where's the guy I'm trying to talk to? Nice helmet, sir. I'm glad you're wearing it. Can you see? I'm guessing that's the guy I'm supposed to talk to. Maybe. Could be a little more sensitive. Maybe I need to turn the sensitivity up. Why are they all like... It looks like you're walking through a church with these guys with their backs to the wall, like they're gonna put their swords up or something. You're gonna walk under it.
Check the horseshoes thoroughly. If any of the horses breaks a leg again, I will personally whip the rider 20 times.
Sounds like this dude's a pleasant person to serve under. Greetings, Charles.
Greetings, Lord Baron.
Okay.
Excuse my straightforwardness.
What? Is he supposed to kneel or something?
Respect, Lord, but fragmenting the formation, leaving the infantry behind, and leading us all the way here, based solely on information from the Lobums, it's...
Well, we're already here, Charles. Maybe you should have raised your objections
very
before.
Creative interpretation of the orders from our Lord, Count of Paragon.
I think the Count's orders were clear. Since when should mere landless knight lecture a baron? Know your place. So you think we should ignore the enemy who dared lay a hand on the Count's vassal subjects?
No, not at all. You know that in Gascony, I was the first to beat the filthy islanders.
You are of slight notoriety. Not true, Finnish. You are a celebrity here. You have that sword.
I will show the power of the sons of France.
Okay.
Only the Count made it clear that I, together with all his knights and soldiers, should reach the Count's estate as soon as possible.
He also made it very clear who's in charge. That's your problem, but you know how withdrawing will now be perceived. I see that you're worried about the Count's estate, but won't letting go of the enemy now endanger it later.
We cannot rule this out, true.
I don't know Latin well enough to know what that means. Prevention is better than cure.
Fine, Baron. I understood the message. Let us focus on those islanders.
Islanders? Is this a hockey match? No, just kidding. Join Chevalier Roland. We need to plan this skirmish. I handled this masterfully. Oh, if I don't say so myself. Okay. So that other guy's in charge of part of the army, but I am sort of a higher ranking individual, I guess. Count, apparently I may be exceeding the orders that I was given by not making immediately for the Count's lands.
There's no point in wondering here. We will crush them to dust.
Crush them to dust.
With all due respect, but
I see you've already started
yes,
planning.
you could say that, Lord.
Your advisor wants to play with wooden figurines like a kid.
Does it making you nostalgic for Steam Greenlight days? A little bit. Yes, Charles? Well, let's see what Blondie wants to do here.
The situation is simple. We are on horseback, they are on foot. We have the high ground, and the element of surprise on our side.
I mean, Charles, if they've got longbows, I would rather not charge into that.
My knights will lead everyone through the middle. The enemy will be passing by. This will let us have the highest momentum, and the farce will be over quickly.
Heavily armored Kanwa is slower than our improvised light cavalry. And we should be focused on causing the most losses. And it's not your men, Chevalier, that will have to deal with the enemy's remnants.
Okay. I'm in charge here. Summarize your
I
proposals.
will lead the charge with my companions.
Okay. Yeah, but if you get killed, I think the Count will be even more mad at me,
We will
won't he?
ride first, and the rest will follow. We will cut into them, break their formation, and then slaughter them all. Simple.
Okay, what does
Not
Roland
saying that
think?
the risk Chevalier Charles is talking about is not real. But he is suggesting a plan that is equally risky.
Okay.
You can always leave one unit as a reserve.
I see.
We still have time. That's why I am asking you, Lord, to think every for and against through. The lives of your soldiers and the peace of your subjects depend on this.
You there, Sergeant! What are your thoughts? Should we ask the common person? No. We are noble.
I serve, Lord.
Do I get to
Here's
choose?
the enemy army. As far as I know, it's 3 infantry units. One of the Vintenaries is archers, surely in the middle of the formation. And our army is here. 3 figurines
What
of
kind
light
of
cavalry
strategy
and
element
1
is
heavy.
this?
My knights and I will fight with our soldiers. This, Lord,
Okay.
you cannot forbid me.
Finally, here we have 3 descents down the hill. In these circles above, I would place 1 figurine at most. These will be the units leading the attack. The spots below are simply units that will also attack from this side. Due to the width of the descent, I strongly advise against placing more than 3 figurines there.
Okay.
Although 3 is already a lot considering the size of our forces.
What do we have? 4 figurines total?
Sending troops to the right will allow us to block their onrush. However, it may mean a tough fight. Sending troops to the left will let us cut off the enemy's escape route and attack their rear.
Okay.
And how would you mark the variant in which the Baron would order the unit to attack the enemy only after it has engaged in combat with the rest of our forces? Your bizarre drawings don't take this into account.
I don't really understand this drawing, by the
Leave
way.
units
This is...
only in the circle below.
Simply, Baron, leave the unit only in the circle below. What?
The middle one is the middle road? So simply put, my convoy in the upper circle, the other valuable riders in the lower one, and you will achieve what I suggested without waiting for Chevalier Roland to prepare it all.
Why? I don't understand this map! Can you please draw something that makes more sense? Even if I wanted to put Charles down, the rest of the army probably wouldn't obey me if I didn't plan his participation in the battle. If I want to leave something in reserve, it would have to be another unit. Okay. Which one is him again? Okay, the controls on this need some frickin' work. What the heck am I doing? How do I put it down? Floaty arm, wee! Well, I know how to pick it up. Did it say how to put it down? Like E or F or something? I don't understand this at all. Okay, well I just double clicked, so that seemed to work. Maybe we leave one on each flank, one in the center, and then one guy in reserve? I don't really know. Is reserve back here? Where's reserve? I don't actually know what I just did. Do you want me to load up on the right? Like that? Okay. Now what? There's nothing left, guys. What do I do? Nothing's happening! Oh. Main attack will come from the middle? Is that what it says? That's not the way I read that.
It is time, my lord. The enemy is finishing
It
count.
looked like the right flank. Whatever. I don't think that map is going to be a strong point of the game. Here come their infantry. Looks like they're crossing the bridge. There look to be quite a few of them. They're going to move across the middle here. They haven't noticed us yet, Roland. What if they charge up this wooded hill? Have a good one, Tommy. It told me not to fight him on the bridge, Finish. I don't know what to tell you. Who's Ding Dong's in charge here? I mean, I guess it might be me. They're going to come into this open field and we're going to charge down the hill on them, I think. I don't think I'm supposed to... I don't have to do anything, right? 1, 2, 3, 3. Units more than a half hundred. Okay, I don't know what that... So more than 50 men? Is that what it's trying to say? They stopped, dudes. Are they waiting to receive us? Or is this just the game being the game?
The enemies are where they were supposed to be. We are awaiting your order, Lord.
For King Philip and France! For the barony butcher! In the name of God. For the county! Okay. Do I do anything? Or do I just, like, wave my sword and watch them go? I feel like this attack is probably not gonna go well, would be my assumption. You can see him going out there. Apparently, I am not riding with them. Sadly, the charge of our cavalry was not enough to make them scatter, although they were surprised. They failed to form a proper line. We saw the last group go in there. In heaven's name, enemy reinforcements are coming! Retreat, Ben! Retreat! Yeah. This is maybe not the best. This is a serious danger to our force on the left wing. Didn't I stack 2 of my units up on the left? Or no, that was the right. Am I allowed to do anything here? I don't have any options to, like, tell them to retreat. Because they're going to get hit in the flank by whatever's coming up here. Once those enemy troops make it through the woods. I'm sure that will happen eventually, right? Shouldn't I be, like, doing something if I'm in charge? Here they come, boys! Well, left wing and getting flanked. Get out of there! I don't remember. I think the knight... Is that the Lord Charleville or whatever? He looks like he's on the left. One of the horses on the left started running. He's in the middle. Okay. So the left flank's going to get crushed. Will they get crushed before my cavalry crushes the enemy right flank? Could this go faster or give me options to do something? This is not terribly well implemented. Yeah, it looks like the horses are falling. I wonder if this is like a default you can't win this, or if I could have issued better orders. I have no idea, Santos. This is the prologue. This is like the intro to the game, so I'm assuming this is somewhat scripted. Poor men.
Cowardly creatures ran off.
Who, my men or your men?
Unfortunately, our forces were not able to pursue them into such a thicket. Those who remained may cause us problems in the future.
Okay, so the enemy
Especially
retreated?
since more than half of them escaped, including, as I saw, at least 2 Vintenars, the unit commanders.
They won't be coming back quickly after such a defeat.
Agreed. But they may still pose a threat to your estate, Lord.
To my estate?
The most important thing is that our forces suffered few losses. Less than 10 soldiers died. Unfortunately, we also have...
Okay, so it sounds like it wasn't too bad.
These bandits clearly had loot from your estate with them, Lord, and they defended it more relentlessly than their own comrades.
Pathetic.
Summing up, we won and suffered small losses. But that was because the enemy quickly saved themselves.
So what, should we have put the second unit on the flank to prevent them from retreating?
Chevalier Charles ordered us not to take any prisoners.
Okay.
First, bandits should be treated like bandits.
I'm glad you two hate each other. This is so enjoyable.
We would learn nothing from them.
I would have a few questions for them, but never mind.
But they're all dead. Yes, I get it,
I
Roland.
have given
I
orders
get
to
it.
pack up the camp. As soon as we tend to the wounded and bury the dead, we must return to the remainder of our forces.
Okay.
Your road takes you to your city. Ours to the county capital of Perigord. The fork in the road the Count spoke of is less than 2 hours away. So the rest of our journey will probably be calm.
Okay, so they're going to probably retreat into my town and burn it, and then I'm assuming I have to rebuild it based on the intro here.
And even pursue marauders. We won't, however, be riding through the woods every time we hear of an English army. We have important tasks in the county center.
Sure you do, Charles.
We
Sure you do.
understand, and thank you for your help and that of your men, Chevalier Charles.
Unless the enemy has penetrated even deeper, my lord will surely be delighted.
We should
to
start
hear that
preparing to
all
leave
our
as well.
leading
I want to
English
get to
have
the
been
butcher shop as
defeated
soon as
in
possible.
magnificent
I'm
manner.
worried about my people. Okay. Remember, you can't help everyone, so spend your resources wisely. I think, based on the way I read it, this should be like a town management game. Oh, there's our town, and it's burning. There are dozens of them. So obviously the bandits retreated into my town, and apparently somehow they assaulted a capital, like a castle. in their state, right?
We will soon reach the city.
Oh yes, Roland. It doesn't look so good. If this is our city here.
Hell, it must have been rough. Look at the hold to the left of us.
Unless this was a different assault from a different group. At least after our victory, we need not fear the presence of the enemy. So I'm guessing this was a second... Was it the same force?
Only I doubt that the Count's army caught up with them.
This kind of goes back to the whole Kingdom Come Deliverance vibe of like, oh, your town is destroyed. Except in this case, we're already a royal. Stein, by the way, thank you for the resub. There's bad guys in there, maybe. It says that there's no combat in the game yet for the individual me, so.
Open the gate. The garrison commander, Chevalier Michiel, will surely be relieved to hear that you have returned to your city. Besides,
unless they're all
the
dead.
fact that you assigned him this task, my lord, instead of taking him to Gascony, turned out to be an excellent decision.
You just said they broke through and the walls stood no chance. My estate was plundered. I have no response to this. I don't know that I want to reward his bravery, but Zachary, thanks for the follow. Dot.
Anyway, we're about to witness the extent of the devastation firsthand.
Why are the doors closed if they broke into the city? Like, I don't understand. The gates are closed, and yet they broke into the city?
By the wounds of Christ, those sons of bitches have ravaged the city.
A lot of dead people. Horses and crows.
They didn't even spare the women. Monsters.
Yeah. It's much worse than I thought. The people are devastated. Everything is under control. Do not fear. Your lord has returned.
Write that in.
Even the church. Cursed scumbags.
Who's that guy, and why does he sound Scottish or
Forgive
something?
my language, Lord.
Or aren't we French?
They are survivors. They have come to greet their lord.
Or kill me.
Lord, you have returned.
Those awful English have burned down my house.
Oh, yeah.
Baron has returned.
We've barely escaped with our lives, Lord Baron.
Silence!
Come of us, Lord.
Help us, Lord.
This is toned down. Like, I need to figure out what happened. Disperse this begging mob. Yeah, okay. Your men are to help these folks.
Soldiers, you heard your lord. We will help with rebuilding. Some can go now. The rest will escort our lord to his quarters and join the efforts once they're done.
Thank you. Praise the Lord's army. Brave soldiers. We've got wounded men that need to be moved. I'll guide you.
So where's the guy who is supposed to be defending the town?
As well.
Yep, let's ride through the
The
rubble.
soldiers' help. The city will surely be back on its feet faster, but
But what?
we'll be right there. Your banner flying on the gate is a sign that the castle has not succumbed to those damned Englishmen yet. However, these people and the vastness of damage. Alas, a knight must not succumb to weakness. All is not lost. Although you will require the wisdom of Solomon, Lord, for it may be impossible to save everyone.
Thank you, Roland.
Open the gate.
Ever the wise one on my shoulder. So I guess maybe the citadel was safe, but the town wasn't. Still odd that the gate would have been closed if they had broken into the city. The English leaving destruction in their wake. How unrealistic. Whoa. Gate started going up and then, like, started going down. That'd be a way to take your lord out. Just drop the gate on him. So I'm guessing this is the Citadel area-ish. Hello, old man with a beard. You look somewhat like Theoden King.
My lord, you have returned. What a relief.
He does look like the actor. I mean, the hair's a little long, maybe. I don't know. Can I get off my horse yet?
I, Monsignor Giscard Ebrero, Chevalier, acting overseer. Welcome
Okay.
you, Baron.
Baron T.H.G. Butcher of the Hedgehog Coat of Arms.
My lord, please get off your horse and let us talk. I will give you a short summary of the situation.
Lop off his head.
As you may have seen, my
Wow,
lord,
that it just
the
automatic. There was no. It
situation
just
is dire. The city has
spawned
been
me off the
ransacked,
horse.
And the assailants even managed to push into the castle. Fortunately, only a small English force made it through and was quickly driven out.
Not
Still,
so quickly that they didn't have time to
devastate
burn
several
half the
chambers.
city.
They were like a plague. What they could not steal, they destroyed. No righteous Christian would do such a thing.
Yes, yes. The 100 Years' War,
Among the
famous
many
for its
dead
noble
is the commander of
Christianity.
the defense, Chevalier Michel, who was killed last night.
Poor Chevalier Michel. And whoever killed him did me a favor.
In fact, it was only this morning that the assailants left the walls of the city. And this all has become possible thanks to you, Your Grace.
I understand. It is good to see you again, Monsieur Giscard.
Lord, it has been over a year. I am glad you are all right.
God, he really
I
does
would
look
be
like Theoden.
delighted to hear
I don't know,
about the
maybe it's just
events
me.
you were involved in during your time in Gascony, but I'm afraid we don't have time. I insist that we embark on stabilizing this awful situation as soon as possible. The most important thing for you is to show that you have the situation under control. This way,
Yes.
you will calm
I will just
everyone
go
down.
through the town and tell everybody, calm down, everything is fine. Fear not, your lord has returned.
Therefore, I suggest you go to the castle, take your place on the throne of your ancestors, listen to the requests, make fair decisions, and show that the ruler of these lands is back.
Okay.
The castle is safe, but I cannot vouch that there are no marauders outside. That is why we will keep the gate locked, and the soldiers will stand their posts guarding the gate from each and every incomer.
Thank you for explaining to me
I
how
will await
castle
you,
gates
my
work.
lord, outside the throne room.
What are my questions for him? Let's see.
Yes, my lord?
What forces are at our disposal?
Well, in fact, almost none.
None. I see a bunch of people with
There are
swords.
only a few able-bodied soldiers, along with a dozen or so burghers who have been hastily called up to arms. That's all that's left in the city to defend the estate. However, with the help of the group of soldiers who have returned with you and Chevalier Roland, you should be able to form a guard to keep the domain in order.
Okay.
Knowing Monsignor Roland, I suspect that he is dealing with this matter as we speak. He will probably give you a report on it in the audience room.
Gotcha.
After all,
Gotcha.
he is of the Bedeau line. His family has long been helping in military matters at your family's behest. Is there anything else, my lord?
What did you do in my
As your
absence?
chief overseer, I have looked after the welfare of your lands and assisted Chevalier Michel in arranging the defenses. However, my lord, as you know, we did not have ample opportunities. After all,
Okay.
with you and Chevalier Roland, most of the men prepared for battle set out. Besides, both the exceptionally favorable course of war for the French royal forces and the distance between your lands and
Wait,
Gascony
it's
may have caused
1339?
complacency.
Isn't that... Didn't the 100 Years' War start in 1339? Isn't this like the very beginning of the war?
Foretold such an
Or was that
invasion.
1239?
Well, one could say it was sudden and unexpected.
Is this before Agincourt? It started in 1337. Okay. Philip was the first king, I think, during the war. And Agincourt's 1450. Okay. There was some... Was it Cambrai, then, that was the huge British victory early in the war that kind of set things... That's enough of me standing around doing nothing.
Asked, my lord.
Poitiers, 1356. Crécy, I think, is what I'm thinking of.
After that, well, I mainly kept order in the castle, because contact with the world was cut off by the enemy army.
The war has brought your... Why did he just randomly stop speaking?
Is there anything else, my lord?
Nope. Let's go to the castle. Alright, I guess we just follow him to the castle then. There's... Yep. Alright. Hey, he just slid along like a little... Not serpent, I don't know. He just Michael Jackson did into the door. We are inside. Okay. What are you doing down there? Oh, your neck was kind of creepy there. Would you like to chat? No? Okay. Where's my throne room? I will say the interiors, this very much feels like a...
Unfortunately, my lord, as you can see, the fights have reached even here.
Yeah.
It will take some time before the servants bring this old ancestral castle to its pre-war condition. I am also afraid that serious repairs are, for the time being, out of our reach.
Gotcha. Maybe we should just abandon this town and move.
Several representatives of your subjects are already waiting. They are primarily people from the city. You will have to wait a bit longer for information regarding the situation.
Nice silk shirt you got there, Mr. I'm just an overseer.
It is not hard to guess that most will ask for your help. But remember, my lord, we may not have enough resources to help.
All right, I'm done with all the blah-de-blah. Let's just go into the audience room.
To the audience room to my right, my lord. I'll be waiting for you there.
Definitely looks like it. That is a fancy-ass shirt for a dude in 1300 France who's not even a royal. Thought I said on the right. Didn't he say go on the right? I'm confused. Nothing's opening. Open the door! Where do I go? Oh, okay. I don't know why it wouldn't let me open it before. Ah, yes, this big empty stone room. With no audience.
Forgive the state of the throne room. But our
How did they even manage to get into the castle?
It seems that a small group of looters got here using ropes and ladders while the fighting was still going on. Apparently, they wanted to loot the castle before the others, but they overreached and were stopped by your
Alright, I don't really care anymore, dude. Just bring me the people. What do they need?
Lord, just as I thought, you also threw yourself into work as soon as we crossed the fortress gate.
Yes, I did, Roland. What do you need?
While you were gathering information about the situation, as your military advisor, I decided to deal with the defense matters.
Okay.
So far,
I don't know if I trust you, Roland.
A few soldiers, and sent my sergeant to take a closer look at the walls. But I've already got some perspective on the situation.
Okay, what's the situation?
If anyone were to raid us now, the best we could do is try to defend ourselves in the castle itself.
Okay, well, as
Best
long
I
as the
can do at
castle's
this
secure, who
point
cares
is
about the
form
people?
Personal guard.
Okay.
With the soldiers who came back with us, the survivors of this invasion, as well as more promising townsfolk helping with the defense, I will be able to form one solid unit. This guard will keep you safe
Oh, I'm aware.
and maintain your authority in these
I'm aware that you have to listen to people as part of your role.
But honestly,
I think,
that's
yes, Your Grace, the
oversight.
first one did that pretty
Let's just say
interestingly.
they can
Even though I know, obviously,
somewhat
it's kind of a
keep an eye on the
mystical
city
game
and
with
castle.
some fantasy elements. It was still fun.
I know, however, that there is no time now to calmly transform this messy bunch into a real unit. Hence, I would like to immediately use the guard to restore order in the city.
What does that mean, Roland?
We need to make sure that there are no marauders or English spies in the area, and that there are no looters lured by the human tragedy.
Not really worried about English
Then
spies.
say,
As you said, we can't even
about
defend our own
mutual
town right now.
solidarity in such a dramatic situation and start stealing from each other. After all, you are the surety of the law in these lands, and we should express this strongly.
My lord, that
Cracking
is
down
not a
on-
bad idea. It may help avoid problems in the future and will actually satisfy the residents, especially the poorest and the weakest.
I don't know, Theoden. My character is French, Flops.
I'd like to believe that such a tragedy will unite everyone. But people,
Especially of the lower statuses, that rabble who just want one thing. They want to see our heads on a pike.
Blood spoke of may occur.
I don't know, all these people have... All these voice actors have accents that are
That's
worse
not
than
the
my
only
voice
use of
acting,
the
so
guard.
that's...
We could send them to help rebuild the city. This
Oh, yes.
would help the city get back on its feet faster, so we could count on additional funding from it sooner. It would probably
Sooner?
satisfy the more affluent burghers as well.
Soldiers aren't carpenters,
Whoa, Roland, easy there.
but in theory, they could actually help. I dare not deny it. However, in my opinion, it is better that they deal with the duty they will perform right away.
Let the guard take care of the security in the city. The guard is going to help rebuild the city. Well, to me, to my thought process, is if you're telling me that we can't even defend the city in its current state, then what good is it for them to provide security over rubble? Let's get the city back on its feet, and at that point, then we can use the guard to defend the city. But if we don't even have the ability to defend the city now, there's no purpose in providing security for the city, because the city is going to be insecure. So that is the logic of yours truly.
Some soldiers may be dissatisfied.
Fuck him.
I will make sure they are fully engaged in the task.
Thank you,
The
Roland.
effects of their help may not be visible immediately, but I am sure that the city, and thus our treasury, will benefit in the long run.
Oh, one more thing.
One more thing.
I saw that Francois...
Francois is among the people waiting to be heard. He's an experienced soldier, but I saw he's been seriously
He
wounded.
would probably ask for support for those who suffered wounds that prevent them from working. This may be a troubling expense in such a tough situation, but
Mistreating veterans has
certainly
always
will
worked
help us
out
rebuild our
well.
forces in the future. Nevertheless, I leave this to your judgment, Your Grace. Surely everyone will be in need of help, and will have equally good reason to ask for it. There is no time to
Okay.
linger. We both have much
Yeah,
work
yeah,
to do.
go work.
Good luck to you, Lord.
Okay. So we've got Catherine, an innkeeper, Francois, a soldier, Pierre, a peasant. The one who has moved forward is waiting for a sign of approval is Jean. Jean, the son of the Council Lorons. What can you tell me about them? Nothing much, my lord. He had already passed away 20 springs and was the son of a respected city council, Lawrence, who was engaged in the grain trade. 11 members of the council ran the city under the leadership of its first council. As far as I know, however, there was a terrible tragedy during the attack on the city, and most, if not all of them, were killed. Okay. Come forth, granary man. Oh, you got a little confidence strut there. Hello. A terrible time, not just for me, but for our once beautiful city of Butcher Shop. We have suffered enormous losses and urgently need help. I know you have only just returned, my lord, but you've seen a lot of damage. Go ahead, John. The English damaged the walls, broke into the city, snatched a lot, and destroyed even more. A lot of good people died. The city warehouse burned down, and not just them. Most residents have no roof over their head and may not be able to last till spring. We're put to misery. Therefore, I would like to ask on our behalf of the surviving inhabitants to support us with food and materials that will help us rebuild at least some part of what we used to call home. Our warehouses were well secured, God blessed, so we have food, mainly grain, stored in barrels of wood, dedicated for the people even in the event of a long siege. Specifically, we have 450 quarts of grain, 250 barrels or bales of wood at our disposal. However, in order to meet the most urgent needs of the city, at least 300 quarts of grain and 120 bales of wood will be required. Therefore, this represents a significant part of our resources of these goods, and as I say, a necessary minimum. Difficult to replenish your supplies quickly. Exercise caution. That's not the end of the bad news. The entire council of consuls managing the city, along with the first consul and the parson, died in the tragic circumstances. As far as I know, there's never been a tragedy of this magnitude. Okay. I'd like to know more about what happened. What happened to the council? Sometime amid the siege, the council gathered to establish further support for Chevalier Michael. As it turned out, the latter parson also joined them. However, before the bell rang for Vespers, I saw smoke coming from the roof of the town hall. I had a good view from the wall and remember it from a long time. Okay. So they were burned alive? More about the siege. Okay, yeah, but to the point. Okay. Witchcraft. Got it, dude. All right. Do I want to give you anything? How did he die? He died the last day of the siege. What happened to him? Okay. Come back later today. I need to think through the case. Catherine the innkeeper wants me. And was heavily damaged. Just let her approach. I don't need you to read everything out to me. So there's a lot of reading. Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Innkeeper. You showed your loyalty to help the people, or Mrs. Innkeeper. What would you like me to do for you? Okay. The grabby soldiers. Well, now here. So now you're accusing the soul. So you didn't even. Okay. Anyway. How much coin do I have? Why don't you tell me about the siege from your perspective? Failed attack. English surrounded the city. The guards didn't let anyone outside for many days. You heard them building something constantly, hitting stuff with hammers, rolling something heavy. Then they started firing. The barrage went on for hours. In some instances, we were warned by the soldiers on the walls, but they had their hands full taking food from us. Seriously? You're the first person who's mentioned soldiers taking anything from anyone. Okay. Roofs were falling down on the poor people's heads, and the walls were toppling onto the streets as if they were made of straw. Guest guard, what do you think? No insight into the act's behavior of the soldiers. Seems plausible. Just tell everybody to come back later. Okay. It may also pay for itself in taxes. How long will it take for the place to open up again? 6 months? Maybe reducing the monetary sum and offering some building materials as compensation would be a good solution. Okay, so they want 60 gold from us. They'll bring in 15 per year in taxes. I have 220 gold and 250 bales of wood. Seems like a lot of gold to just give you. I will pay you... $50 wood and 50 gold. Okay. He's gonna just want... whatever, I don't need you to... So obviously a big part of this game is receiving people in your court. Okay, hey dude, how you doing? What did you come here to talk to me about? Aid your faithful soldiers despite overwhelming advantage of the enemy. We took them on with no fear. Fought punitively, did everything we had to do and more. In the end, however, we were beaten. Many died, some escaped. Many are injured or crippled. Others made it. How much do you ask for? Okay. Alright, I don't need to hear how you view the siege. You obviously don't think you guys stole anything. What do you propose? $32. Limited resources. I have 450 quarts of grain, 170 coins at my disposal. Alright, we'll help you out. Sure. I would like to be kind to the former soldiers, because if it comes down to it, I need to have the loyalty of the soldiers. Especially if there's another battle, I can't have them leaving because, oh, why would I stick my neck out for the king or the whatever I am and whatnot. Okay. Summarize the most important information about the village. It lies rather north of the butcher shop. Inhabitants have been cutting wood for years. The village is one of the two main suppliers of needs for the city and court. The village was destroyed. Okay. Alright, so obviously this village is destroyed. It's an important source of wood for us. So rebuilding the town is important. You're a lumberjack. Well, what did you come? What would you like to hear? We're all from the village. We chopped a wood that was yours and then gave it to you and you paid some coin too. The island, dogs we lost, homes, the scum raided. Okay. No way to defend it. So you fled the village and took security in the city. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the castle's for. It's for the outlying villages to have a place to flee. The city's become a little deserted, but it's not that simple. That's about 50 people, and letting them stay here could only complicate an already difficult situation. In addition, if you agree to the lumberjack's request and you do not decide to support the city, as Council son Jean asked, the city can take it very badly. That being said, this peasant is not entirely wrong. I'm sure some strong workers could come in handy. Okay. 100 barrels of wood. Okay, so that's... would it be more profitable if they stayed? Okay. All right. What do I need again for the city? Does anybody remember how much wood I need? I can't afford to rebuild the town and rebuild this small village, I don't think. You can stay for a month. That way I reserve the right to kick them out and send them back to their town when we need more resources. And I don't spend any valuable resources. Because I think I'm going to have to say yes to the first person. Which I think is who's back here. $300 quarts of grain and 120 bales of wood. To receive as much as you need. I hope I left enough in reserve to, like, not be bankrupt. I'm assuming the amount my aide was telling me was the amount...
My lord, as you can see, that was the last person for today.
Get some rest. My bedchamber should be ready. I assume I'm single or something? I haven't heard anything about a missus. Okay. Where's my bedchamber? Where am I supposed to go here? Okay. So what, I just go get in bed then? Press left mouse button to sleep. Is this a more realistic version of Sort the Court? I have not played Sort the Court. So I cannot speak on that. Is there anything to do in here? Doesn't even, like, this, everything's so poorly lit.
Good morning, my lord. I bring news.
Sure.
Come in.
Come in.
Yesterday, we received information from Salatitome. Thus, we already have an insight into the condition of your entire land.
Okay.
I have collected information about villages under your authority on the estate map. You'll find it in your study.
Okay, let's go see it.
Of course. A key to the door that connects your bedroom to the study has also turned up.
At least as I turn away, you hear less of his voice. I mean, people do come to you, but I think the game is supposed to be a little more than just that. Let us check out the situation map.
Contains all your estate and fragments of your noble neighbor's territory. Additionally, there are pages of paper on which I've prepared information regarding the villages.
Okay.
That's right. These two, and estimated population growth, resources
Population
provided
growth?
to the court, as well as happiness and piety. In addition, I placed wooden coin figurines in this box. Following your grandfather's system, you can use them to determine the scale of taxation on...
Okay. Increase the taxes. Our lord has added an additional wooden coin on the map. Not exactly a checks and balances situation, but you know.
Ongoing war, of course, a lot of opportunities meet us halfway. In short, one coin is low taxes.
Okay.
Normal, that is, those that were in force before the war. and 5 is the maximum that we could, in theory, impose.
Well,
could
thank
put
you.
between 0 and 5 coins at each of your villages. I understand. I'll be here.
Do you have anything to add?
Actually, I'd like the recent invasion has left a mark on everyone. So people are generally not very complacent. And this condition will last at least for a few months.
Okay.
Hence, overtopped taxes may be more severe than usual. Therefore, I recommend not overdoing it either way.
So you're basically telling me to not overtax. Gotcha. So I suppose we just do the... Use the mouse button. View the map. E to close the window. Okay. Wooden coin! Okay. Why does it not? Oops.
I understand. So, these are your orders.
I want to change something.
Of course. There's no rush, Lord.
How do I know how many coins are there? It looks like I added a third coin. Let's add a second up here. So there's 2 here, 2 here. Do we have high taxes up here? I can't even tell. Is this... Ah! 7 what? I don't understand what this thing is saying. That looks like 2 coins? I don't know what the gears are. What does that mean? There's population. There's wood. These 2 look like they're both set to 2. Maybe this is 3. Whatever.
I understand. So, these are your orders.
Sure, why not?
What you decide shall be shared with the people.
Tell them nothing. Just take the money.
Although they're obviously just figurines now. Therefore, you can
They're not really people.
without any problems, Lord. In a few days, the messengers will leave with your orders to the villages.
Okay.
After all, your insight may change. For example, with the information received during the audience.
I get it. I can
There's
change
still
it
some
based on
time
what the
until
audience tells me.
begins.
So maybe you would like to see the situation in the city yourself.
Yeah, let's go walk around the city. I'm done being in this small little caved-in town or building.
Right. On your desk, Lord. Well, I won't be taking up any more.
Just
of
leave
your
me
time.
alone.
I'll be in the audience hall overseeing the preparations for the audience.
Thank
You
you.
don't have to hurry, my lord.
What's this? Summary, 1339, March. Noble Baron. Tributes for the last month are so small that I did not distribute them to the individual villages as I usually do, and as you can expect in the next summary. However, the small amount of resources is, of course, due to the pesky English invasion. However, in your graciousness, you do not exempt all villages from taxation. Next time your court will be supported much more. This is because you will receive your due amount of taxes and tributes. 3 income from 3 villages. 60. Is the thingy on the right coins? Alright, let me go out to the people. Let's go hear them praise me for giving them aid. Wait, I changed the figurines. Wait. It's sunny now. Do my people wish to speak? Am I in like mace? I can't even see myself. Oh.
Yes, my lord.
That looked like a sarcastic ass bow. I'd chop off your fucking head. Alright, you're just polishing your sword. Don't worry about it. What's in here? Nothing? Can't open it? Okay. Anything to say?
I am opening, my lord.
Good. Oh, this is the granary. How much grain do we have? Oh, that's pretty empty. This is all the flour we got? Alright. Wonder if I can ride my horse around.
Your Grace.
Open the gate! Close the gate!
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord. I think I'd rather play Kingdom Come Deliverance. Just, I know their game's on vastly different scales, but I like the idea of being a lord where you're like in control of a town. I think that's neat. What's with the graffiti there, dudes? Why is there like... Is that a dragon? Does no one... Can I not talk to anybody? I thought that was the point of going back into the town. What do you have to say? And you? There's no way I'm in without a crowbar? What are you talking about? You guys trying to break in? Nailed those boards too tightly. I just want our house to be safe. Okay, you guys suck. Nobody has anything to say about me distributing grain to the people to help them? Hey, look. Bread lines. You should be like, thank you, my lord. May the English never return. I hope a priest will come to the city soon. What nice weather we have. Yeah. What's wrong, little boy? No, you don't want to talk to me? Aid may not have been distributed. Yes, that's true. Although I did go to sleep. They ran out again. Oh. Looks like something's being built over here. They got the wood framing up. A beautiful day, my lord. How are you doing? Oh, my lord, forgive me. Okay. They are not my slaves. They are my subjects. There's a difference. I promise. Who? Where's who? Okay. Well. Sorry, dude. All right, guys. This has been a little bit of a shorter stream, but we started late, so I think we're going to wrap this up here. I hope you guys did enjoy my first look at Noble's Life, Kingdom Reborn, the prologue of this game, which will be coming out in Q1. I don't know. I think there's a lot of work still to do. Interesting concept. I like the idea. It is a very slow start. And if you're going to just spend all your time sitting in console rooms early on, like the tutorialization of the game needs some work too. But I love the concept. I guess we'll see what the game looks like when it does come out. But let me know your thoughts as well. I hope you guys did enjoy this stream/episode. And without further ado, this is going to be it for tonight. So this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.